Hey, good morning. So, a member of the HOA has communicated with the manager. He says he's not satisfied with the maintenance of the community, and he doesn't like that we increased the dues. And so he's saying that if he doesn't get results, he's not going to pay the dues. Okay, and he sent us some pictures of some of the faults of the community. All right, which is fine, which is fine. Members can voice their concerns, and I, as a board member, as the dictator of the HOA, I will take what they say into account, and I will try to work on it. But let me tell you, I know this guy. I met him about 10 years ago at a couple board meetings before I was on the board. And at that time, he said he wanted to be on the board. That was about 10 years ago. And since then, he gave up and he completely disappeared. He never comes to any board meeting at all, ever. He doesn't vote. He doesn't participate in the community at all, like all of the other owners, right? So he does nothing. He thinks that he pays his dues and that takes care of the problem. I'm sorry, guys. Paying money in life doesn't mean that things are going to get done the way you want it to be done. Okay, you have to keep an eye on things. You still have to participate. If you have a business, you don't just pay a manager to manage it for you. No, you keep an eye on things. You solve problems that the manager's unable to solve. I mean, that's how I think you run a business. If you have a family, you just don't pay the family bills and think that your kids are going to grow up okay. You don't just pay the bills and think that your wife is going to love you. No, you have to be there. All right. And what this member doesn't realize is that him not being there, along with so many other owners, has caused a lot of problems in that community. All right. So things are getting better. Things are a lot better than they used to be since I took over the maintenance. But, I offered to meet this member face to face. And I was going to do it this morning, but he says he can't come. Okay, we'll do it Monday. Supposedly he's going to come Monday, and we will talk about things. All right? Now, he's not complaining about mountains of tires in the community. He's not complaining about that. Why? Because I took them away. He's not complaining about gigantic junk in the community, broken furniture, appliances, mattresses. He's not complaining about that because I took all those away. He's not complaining about giant holes in the fence because I fixed them. Right? He's complaining about little stuff. There's some slats in the fence that are broken. I'm working on it. There's some vines growing over the top of the fence. I'm working on it, but I have to prioritize. I have to do the big stuff first, right? The big cleaning up first. All right. So the thing is, he got his bill for the community, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Now, what it costs for dues in the community is about $730 a year for dues. $730 a year. Now, these are all landlords. These are all fourplexes. Okay? So $730, that's about less than the rent for one apartment for 1 month. So an owner has to pay less than one apartment's rent for 1 month as the dues for the whole year. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think that's too bad at all. About $730 a year. But he got the bill and now he's upset. All right, so I'm going to have a good talk with him. I'll show him pictures of stuff that he has not seen because I took it away because it's not there. All right? So he's complaining about the little stuff. And I'm going to ask him straight up, buddy, where have you been over the past 10 years? You think everything's going to be great. Where have you been? Now, if the owners participated in the HOA, we worked together, we shared the labor, dues could be a lot less. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. So I'm looking forward to this meeting on Monday. And, you know, I'll show him pictures. I'll ask him, where have you been? You know. And when I say participate in the HOA, I don't mean just sitting around a table and talking and telling people your opinion. No. I mean real labor, real work. Just sitting around talking. And that's what a lot of these people want to do. Right? Sit around and talk and say something and think it gets done. Nobody. I tell you what, in your life, in your personal life, in your business life, I tell you what, you just sit around a table, right? Have meetings, and you say stuff. And you go ahead and you see if it gets done. You see if it gets done without you staying on top of it. Try that. I don't know, maybe if you got a real good team, but somebody's going to have to stay on top of it. Somebody's going to have to. It's either you or your team. See? And what these guys think, they're going to sit around the table, say stuff, and go home and think it's going to get done. Nobody. No. I learned that. I've learned that the hard way, okay? Maybe you already know this, but it took me a long time to learn it, okay? And a lot of these people in this community, they still haven't learned it. I don't think they're ever going to learn it. I can't wait for this meeting. It's going to be crazy. All right, take care. Aquí estoy cortando ramas. Aquí, con mi serrucho eléctrico. Mire, acabo de poner este tanque, pero parece que no lo pueden vaciar. Y creo que era por las ramas aquí. Necesitamos los tanques. Mire cuánta basura. Está aquí como 10 días. Cuánta basura meten. Lleno. Allí está el otro tanque que yo puse desde hace meses. Eso no era suficiente. Se llena. ¿Ok? Y también se llena con los pedazos de sofás. Cuando encuentro una sofá aquí, tengo que desarmarlo para que quepa ahí en el tanque. Cuando encuentro un colchón, tengo que desarmarlo para que quepa en el tanque. Toda esa basura. ¿Ok? Entonces, ¿por qué no le llevo el dump? Porque está lejos. Hay que esperar en la fila. ¿Ok? Es un lío. Mejor utilizar un tanque. Que nunca pensaron. Bueno, a mí también. Tardé mucho tiempo en pensar en poner tanques. Porque aquí en esta colonia tiran bastante basura. Porque son todos inquilinos. Vienen y van y siempre están tirando. Mire. Tenemos mantenimiento. Yo pongo esos cuando ando aquí. ¿Ok? Tenemos mantenimiento. Yo sé, falta. Claro, falta. No me gusta la hierba que está creciendo en la cerca. No me gusta. ¿Ok? Yo sé que la cerca todavía falta. ¿Ok? Necesita un poco de reparación esa comunidad. ¿Y por qué Asocia no lo hace? No pueden. Comprobaron eso. Mandan gente, mandan trabajadores aquí, no están checando su obra, no están checando su trabajo, están pagándoles bastante. Nos quedamos en bancarrota. En 2023, en septiembre, tuvimos $5 en la cuenta, $5. No se puede hacer nada con $5. ¿Ok? Yo me encargué del mantenimiento por eso. Ya no estamos en bancarrota. ¿Ok? No estamos en bancarrota. En ninguna manera. ¿Ok? Nadie quiere participar. Nadie viene a las juntas. Nadie. ¿Ok? Mire, usted quiere hablar conmigo el lunes, dígame la hora.
podemos hablar aquí, podemos pasar a la comunidad. Mire, le agradezco que usted me diga sus preocupaciones. No hay problema, no hay problema, ¿ok? Me gustaría hacer un tour con usted de la comunidad. Usted me diga, no hay problema, ¿ok? Pero estoy intentando, ¿ok? No se puede confiar en Asocia. Ellos no pueden hacerlo. Entonces, ¿por qué no cambiamos agencias? Y el caos, va a haber mucho caos en eso. Mucho problema. Mire, aquí estuvo lleno de espinas. Le mandé la foto. Estuvo lleno de espinas y ramas. Todo lleno. No se pudo pasar. Ni se vio la banqueta. ¿Ok? Ahora se puede caminar. Bueno, alguien debe de limpiar esto, pero como le digo, los trabajos grandes primero. ¿Ok? Y sí, estoy cobrando la comunidad. Sí, estoy cobrando. Usted, mire, usted puede revisar cuánto estoy cobrando. No mucho. Estas ramas voy a cobrar 50. 50. Otros cobrarían 400, 200, al menos 200, al menos para hacer eso. Voy a cobrar 50. 50. Lo que voy a cobrar. Para mí es justo. Para mí es justo. ¿Ok? Usted, debemos de hablar el lunes porque usted tiene muchas preocupaciones. Ya nos conocemos. Nos conocemos. Usted y yo estuvimos en una junta, 2 juntas, desde hace 10 años. ¿Ok? 10 años. Le conozco, yo creo que le conozco. ¿Ok? Pero desde ese tiempo no la he visto. No la he visto para nada. ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde está? Mire, pagar dinero no significa que se cumplen las cosas. No significa eso para nada. ¿Ok? Todavía hay que vigilar. ¿Ok? Todavía. No significa que damos el dinero para Socia y ellos pagan a otra gente para hacer lo que se va a cumplir bien. Por un buen precio. Eso no significa eso para nada. No. Aprendí eso. Siempre me dijeron, no, todo está bien. No estuvo bien. Estuvieron pagando bastante por muy poco. Y nos quedamos en bancarrota y nos quedamos jodidos. Usted ha visto las fotos. Tengo más fotos si quiere ver más. ¿Ok? Estamos mejorando. Nunca hemos tenido esos tanques. Nunca. Y se necesita. No se me ocurrió. Estuve confiando en Asocia. El manager. Estuve mal. Muy mal. Y usted tampoco debe de confiar en ellos. Ok. Bueno, el lunes. Dígame la hora.